everyone. News editor Sean McCracken here with the CEO, Deputy CEO, Covivio Hotels, Tugdual, Millet, and Sébastien de Courtivron. I'm sorry in advance.
Congratulations.
How badly I did with everybody's names. But so obviously you guys are a big institutional investment group in France. Where do you guys see the hotel investment opportunities right now?
Well, basically, we have an objective is to grow. So we have two ways growing. First is acquisition. So we have the objective to be net buyer this year, and we have I would say currently a pipeline of around 300 million euro that is secured, and we need to close by the next few weeks. And the other way is a huge repositioning pipeline. So we have currently 1 billion pipeline in hotels with mix of, I would say, improving and upgrading the quality of the hotel that we have today, and also some very nice transformation of office into hotel, specifically in Paris, that we are ongoing and that we are progressively developing. And this is what keeps us very busy those weeks and months and for this year. But with this objective to increase our footprint in Europe and specifically around France, but also in Spain and Italy.
Can I follow up on that really quick? Just because I remember during the pandemic when office demand cratered, everybody was talking about, well, there'd be this huge conversion opportunity for hotels, right? But it's not that simple, right? It's a pretty difficult prospect, isn't it?
It's not simple. It's getting traction, I would say. There is different, I would say, question around, obviously, the value of the property, the existing value, the capacity that you have to transform, and also the discussion that you need to have with the city, which makes those different steps quite long in terms of process. But as soon as you have done few, you are getting a lot of experience. And I have to say that so far, specifically with the 3 projects that we have in Paris, we are in this position to be quite expert in this repositioning story.
So obviously you guys have traditionally been owner. I mean, as a real estate investment trust, that's how kind of it works. But what's unique in the last couple of years is you launched an operating platform called With You. Explain to me how that's gone, what the kind of thinking was behind that, and how it's grown over the first couple of years.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as you have said, we are currently within the Covivio portfolio, 60% of the property are leased, 40% are operated. In this particular 40%, apart, 24 properties are managed by the platform With You that we have relaunched in 24, adding more properties into the platform that they had in the past to capture the value creation and the full potential of the assets. When we look at it, we are today in a position where we are in the right direction. Things are moving positively. We're doing a renovation plan that we have in those assets, and we are very happy with the result that has been done in 25. If we are looking into the future, capturing this value creation will help us also increasing the portfolio in this platform With You, and we hope to double the numbers of hotels within 5 years, at least in France, within the portfolio. Outside of France, we are working with white label operators that have also the expertise and the knowledge of the different countries, UK and Germany, and support us in the management of those operated hotels.
Is that the long-term plan to keep it that way, or eventually do you expect to kind of take the whole portfolio into your own operations?
At that time, we have, and we're looking at it, we have the expertise in France and Belgium. We keep it this way. We have other hotels that we could put in this With You platform, in this platform. So we are focusing on this. The expertise in different countries, we will have it via the white label. We will see at a later stage, but we really focus on France and Belgium for the moment with this operated platform.
I mean, the interesting part about that too is we're at a point where a lot of ownership groups are moving out of the operating piece because it's obviously the hardest part of the hotel business. It's interesting that you guys are moving in, but obviously it's a great way to unlock value, right?
Yes, it is clearly. If you look at it, we had the expertise at Covivio Hotel of all the leads with the different brands. We're working with most of them in every type of properties, and we were also looking at the EBITDA created and the reason created by the hotel, and we were not capturing the full potential of the assets. We're also not capturing the full potential of the asset when we're doing renovations. Now, when we do the renovation, we know what we want to do. We are looking to work with the operator closely, but we capture the full value creation of the assets.
As a real estate owner, we strongly believe that there is a lot of value to create being also not only owner but also operator. Obviously, in the hospitality segment, it's really true, and we have seen the benefit of being much more engaged in those operating hotel. But we are also doing the same on offices, and we have also our own platform for operated office. So it's managing flex office that we own, that we manage differently, where we can get additional margin with the service that we provide. And we control also and attract much more customer by being much more agile and engaged in the operation of those properties.
So, I mean, obviously, in recent years, France and a lot of kind of neighboring countries and markets in Southern Europe have been red hot, both in terms of, people wanting to come and investment. Are you guys confident that that is a trend that it will continue? Or do you feel like we're kind of due to come back down to earth just a little bit?
Well, if you look at the last year, for example, the result in overall Europe was an incremental RevPAR 1.7%, more or less. If you look at specifically Italy and Spain, they were one over 4%, the other one to 3.7, 3.8%. So we do believe that this will continue. We have seen also the different movement, the leisure, in this particular Southern Europe area. So we do feel confident in the continuity of the development of this area. If you look at the latest trends or latest movements due to the different conflict, unfortunately, this is also moving back to more the sea and the sun area. So definitely helping on the development. So we do believe that this will continue to grow. Definitely not at the steady rhythm that you had in just after COVID, so not 10 and 15%, but better than France and Northern Europe, where, for example, Germany was a negative number last year. So definitely believe in it.
So
what kind of markets are you guys looking to invest in right now?
It's a focus on Southern Europe. Basically, it's quite, I would say, easy and straightforward. Not easy to deliver, but that's the trends. Historically, we were an important investor in Northern Europe and specifically in Germany as a group. So we have hotels there. We have also Resi platform and also offices. But we consider that in terms of long-term expectation, those areas, so Southern Europe, so starting from Portugal up to Greece, here it's where the future RevPAR growth will be the stronger. And also in terms of allocation, but because we try to build a portfolio that is at the end as resilient as possible, we want to be much more balanced between Northern Europe and Southern Europe. Currently, Southern Europe is around 20% of our portfolio. So we want to increase up to 33%, having 1/3 in Southern Europe, 1/3 in Northern Europe, because we still believe that there are places that will benefit from the evolution of tourism. And then with the core of our portfolio, that is obviously France.
So in terms of segments for your assets, where are you guys leaning? Obviously, there's been a lot of interest on the higher end with talks about, K-shaped economy and all of that. Is that where you're leaning, or are you still kind of up and down the spectrum?
We also, on this aspect, we like being diversified. That's the way we are investing in hospitality, because we all know that there is volatility, there is different of customer habits, and depending on the environment, the trends, etc., it's good to have different pieces. So from the economy, so mostly 3-star, which is today around 30% of our portfolio, to mid-scale, to upscale. We don't have any kind of luxury hotel. We are playing with the 5-star segment, but mostly upper upscale. And the idea to address the whole market with different kind of customers is for us the best way to build this portfolio. So we are diversified among those positioning, and we will continue to act like this in the future.
So obviously you guys like to talk about, the focus on sustainability in your business. I'm curious, as somebody who is based in America, it's a little bit less of a focus for some of the domestic businesses for us. But I would love to hear kind of what your thoughts are on why that's important and why it benefits the business.
Yeah, definitely. So, first of all, it's a commitment from a company. And if you look at it today, 100% of our assets are certified as a type of building or certified within the operation. We closely work with Green Key, where all the operated hotels are certified also. It is clearly a tangible things that we have in our assets. It helps us operationally. You improve the efficiency of the hotel technically. We also financially, of course, because then you optimize your resource. But when you look at it, we are in line with the carbon footprint that we are following. We have reduced our carbon emission from 19 to 25 by 41%. So we are right on track with the target that we had. And we are definitely thinking that financially it is leveraging also the risk in our assets. Because, the ESG criteria are really part today of the liquidity of the assets.
So I'm going to ask you guys the completely unfair question now. What are your expectations going forward? Through the rest of the year, or however far out you want to take that. But what is your feeling right now on the trajectory of your business and the hotel industry broadly?
You mean in terms of RevPAR or?
Well, RevPAR could be part of it, but just in general.
That's the tricky one, because this part is not in our hands.
Yeah.
And there's another part which is fully in our hands. So obviously on what is fully in our hands is our investment program. So we expect to invest, let's say, a few hundred millions of euro in 2026. As I said at the beginning, we are well on track, but would like to do more. We expect also to accelerate the repositioning of our portfolio. So we have done during 25 a huge amount of brand selection to find the correct brand for the right hotel, and we've been very happy with that. And then we need to invest capex. It's a program for this year of probably more than 50 million euro. And then in terms of I would say earnings and RevPAR growth, I have to say, obviously today is much more difficult to predict.
Yeah.
The good thing is that all that is happening today, we are unfortunately getting used to this kind of volatility. And we are again comforted on the fact that long-term trajectory is not challenged. And for us as a long-term and institutional investor, it's the best way to be comfortable disregarding the short-term impact on the environment. Probably earnings would be lower than what we were expecting just 3 months ago. To which extent, it's probably too early to say, because you see the news flow is so difficult to follow that the impact is impossible to follow. What we need to do is to position the hotel in the right category, in the right geography, and that's for us and for shareholders the best way to make sure that the long-term earnings trajectory would be the best. And that's, I would say, part of the job. And facing this difficult environment and trying to predict is the job of STR. So we are waiting for the new estimates, and we will discuss then afterwards.
I'm thankful that that's not my job at STR. I know the people who do that and the amount of work that they put into it, and it is pretty amazing. So,
thanks for that.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I'm Terence Baker, News Editor, Europe, Middle East and Africa, and I'm the host of The Upgrade, a CoStar News Hotels podcast for the EMEA region. In it, I discuss with special guests the pressures, challenges, joys and exhilaration that comes with managing, owning, and developing hotels in our glorious multifaceted industry. Discovering the EMEA region from the scenic northern shores of Norway to a heights of Table Mountain in South Africa, and most likely some chat about birdwatching, distance running, and the English Premiership. Join us wherever you find your podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and on other platforms.
This episode is recorded on March 24th, 2026 at the International Hospitality Investment Forum in Berlin by Meredith Sheridan. It was edited for podcast by Sean McCracken. Visit costar.com/hotel news for more of our coverage and find all of our podcasts on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen.